Recently, we covered the topic of the Mokele Mbeme, an elusive creature said to live in the Congo. It's been witnessed by a few individuals, and those who have seen it state it looks like a dinosaur. However, this isn't the only dinosaur-like creature living in the Congo. There is another animal that goes by the name of Emela Ntouka. The Emela Ntouka is an elephant-sized cryptid that lives in the Congo. It has one horn and its name means elephant killer. It's said to be very ferocious and will attack anything that gets in its way. The Emela Ntouka is claimed to be around the size of an African bush elephant, brownish to grey in colour with a heavy tail and a body similar in shape and appearance to a rhinoceros, including one horn on its snout. Keeping its massive bulky body above ground level supposedly requires 4 short stumpy-like legs. It's described as having no frills or ridges along the neck. The animal is alleged to be semi-aquatic and feeds on malabo as well as other leafy plants. The creature is claimed to utter a vocalization, described as a snort, rumble or growl. Emela Ntouka seems to resemble a type of dinosaur with horns like the famous Triceratops. This is according to Dr. Roy Mackle, who searched the Congo for the Mokele Mbeme. However, cryptozoologist Lauren Coleman believes it's an aquatic rhinoceros. A planned Season 2 episode of the New Zealand documentary World Mysteries included an interview of a man who claimed to have encountered a dead Emela Ntouka. He claimed to still possess the animal's horn, which he removed from the body. The episode was filmed but never aired. Over the last 10 years there have been some eyewitness testimonies about this creature. How true they are is another question. One person who attended an exhibition said the following: "I have always been fascinated about the creatures of the Congo. It's one of the most interesting places on the planet and holds a vast array of creatures. I have seen many incredible animals here over the years, but on this occasion I was looking for something a bit different. I had heard stories that unexplored parts of the Congo could be home to a prehistoric creature. Although I am a man of science, stories like this interest me, and I like to think there are giant creatures still out there. We came across an elephant and our guides pointed this out to us. I thought they were pointing to this and saying this was the Emela Ntouka, but interestingly they were telling us something different. This male elephant had scratch marks along the side of its body. If I had to guess, I would say there was a few feet in height. The guide said that these marks were made by the Emela Ntouka. This creature is said to actively hunt elephants and some have allegedly been successful. After asking the guide if they have ever witnessed this happening, they replied yes. Adult elephants can weigh between 2 and 6 tons, so for a creature to be able to take down an elephant it has to be large and strong. The guides told us that these creatures are rare and seeing them doesn't happen very often, but one thing they did say is that you can occasionally hear them. They described their vocalizations as low, saying that you know when you hear them because they will vibrate the ground. They said that if you ever hear this sound, run. The trip had more stories than encounters, but I felt like throughout this whole experience everyone was very genuine. They talked about this creature as if it was a hippo. No one seemed to make up things and everyone's stories also matched up. I believe this creature could be a misidentified animal, but there is a small part of me that thinks there is actually something big lurking out there. In the 1930s, a researcher who was in the Congo at the time approached a local tribe. After talking to them for a while, he asked them about the horned creature. After describing the creature to them, they said they'd eaten one. They said they used their spears to take the animal down. They described it as an aquatic creature which possessed a large horn. After asking the tribe if they kept the horn, they replied no. Another story comes from someone who managed to speak with some of the local people of the region. They said the following about their encounter: "I went on an expedition many years back to the Congo, and it was one of the best things I have ever done. While here I'd heard stories of a large creature. I thought that scientists may have discovered a new animal in the Congo. However, I quickly learned the creature was something the locals took very seriously. They told me about the animal that attacks elephants, and they said this is a fearsome predator. Some told me stories about how they encountered this creature deep in the Congo. They said this giant creature appeared out of nowhere and charged them. They said it had a very robust body and for its size is extremely quiet. They told me they don't go into these parts anymore as it's risky. While out on our expedition we saw many different animal species, but what I was most interested in was this animal the locals spoke of. They talked about it in such detail that I'd built up a picture in my head. However, when I asked them to take me to it, they were very hesitant. They told me it was dangerous and the trip couldn't be made. To this day, I still wonder about what's out there deep in the Congo. Same as the Mokele Mbeme, there have been footprints which allegedly show this creature is alive and well. Their footprints are large as the creature is believed to weigh around 6 tons. However, due to there being other large animals living here, it could just be a misidentified footprint. What's interesting is hippos have declined most drastically in the Congo, and although not accepted by most, some say it's because of the Emela Ntouka. Questions rise over what people are actually witnessing. The idea of there being living dinosaurs around the world would excite many of us, but the facts point to this creature being something else. For this creature to exist, there has to be a stable population, otherwise it wouldn't survive. This would mean there would have to be more than 1 or 2, and if this was the case, they would be seen a lot more. However, believers of this creature point to the fact we're still discovering new animals every year. The Congo is a remote place, and if there's going to be a living dinosaur hiding somewhere, it would be here. For hundreds of years, stories have come from people allegedly witnessing giant spiders, dinosaurs, and other giant creatures. For example, the Kongamatos are large pterosaur-like cryptids living in semi-tropical regions of Africa, particularly in Zambia, the Congo and Angola. It resembles a typical flying monster. Its name means breaker of boats or overturner of boats, as the Kongamatos are said to have capsized the canoes of natives, and attack people who venture too close to the nearby rivers. It's described as a reddish lizard with giant wings. It's also believed to have giant teeth in its beak. Its wingspan ranges from 4 to 100 feet across. When shown pictures of a pterosaur, natives said this was the picture of the Kongamato. The accounts told of these creatures are similar to the ones that describe the ropen of Papua New Guinea, as well as with several other creatures. There are several historic reports of European explorers being attacked by large winged creatures, and quite often people were reported to have received wounds from the Kongamatos. It's thought to eat mostly fish and other small animals. It's interesting to note that a good portion of modern Kongamato sightings happen in prime birdwatching sites, and yet birdwatchers never report anything, indicating that Kongamato may in fact be a case of mistaken identity. One of the earliest reports of the Kongamatos is from traveller Frank Malland. It's depicted in his 1932 book In Witchbound Africa. The drawings and testimonies do point to these creatures existing, as these people can give you facts and extreme details about what they look like. However, as mentioned, most people are not entirely won over. There have been exhibitions to try and find these creatures, and every time the researchers end up empty-handed. The most they've found is footprints, and even these can be deceiving. Depending on how long the footprints have been there, it could have been weathered, and this would give it an entirely different look. Some people have put forward the theory this animal is actually a misidentified rhino. One of the reasons they say this is because of the horn, and due to the fact this creature closely resembles a rhino. Sometimes it's been witnessed underwater, and this can be deceiving as things can take on a different look underwater. Some cryptozoologists have said that if we were able to locate one of these horns, we could prove this creature exists. However, due to the fact these creatures are rarely seen, it seems unlikely this is going to happen anytime soon. Some people have even put forward the theory that the Mokele Mbeme and the Emela Ntouka are the same creature. However, most dismiss this as reports of these two are very different. It's understandable why these creatures are rarely witnessed. The Congo Basin covers more than 13% of the entire African landmass. So what do you guys make of these stories? And do you think there is any truth behind them? Although it does seem unlikely, bear in mind there are still unexplored places in the Congo that are hard to reach, and every year we discover new species of animals. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.